Okay, so now we're going to do a review of three-way switches that we have done, all right? Just a reminder, I want to let you know that in the boxes that we have made up here for wiring, we're using 14-2, which has black and white with the ground. The two wires are the black and white, and 14-3, which has three wires, the red, the black, the white, the ground. We don't count the ground. 14 gauge wires we've been primarily working with in this setup. It is a thinner wire than 12 gauge. You need to understand that. 14 gauge is thinner than 12. The smaller the number, the thicker the wire, the more ability to carry electricity. In these instances, 14-3 and 14-2 are plenty big enough for the electricity we need. A 14 gauge wire will also be connected to a 15 amp circuit breaker at your circuit breaker box, and a 12 gauge wire can go up to 20 amps at your circuit. Will be connected to a 20 amp circuit breaker at your box. Alright, so here we go. We're going to wire our switches for three-way switches, and I've got them right here. So first, we always start with the power coming into the box. That will be 14-2 wire, which we have right here. And just like we did before, we will wire up, and we assume the boxes are all made up with our 14-3 jumper to the next switch and our 14-2 to the light here. First thing we're going to do is wire nut our pigtail to the two ground wires and put the pigtail on the green screw on the three-way switch. Remember, the three-way switch will have two brass and one black. Okay? Remember that. So first thing, wire nut a pigtail to the two grounds. The pigtail gets attached to the green screw on the three-way switch. Okay? Then we are going to take our black wire from our power. Power coming in goes to the black screw on the three-way switch. Black screw, black power in from the 14-2. Right? Then we will take our two white wires and we wire nut them together on the three-way switch in this manner. And I'm going to tell you this, there are so many different ways to wire a three-way switch. I'm showing you the simplest one. Okay? The two brass-colored wires at the bottom are going to be the red and black wire from the three-way 14-3 wire going between the switches. 14-3 only goes between the switches. We'll hook up the black to one of the brass screws and hook up the red to the other brass screw. Those are the carriers. They are the ones that allow the electricity to switch directions and allow us to turn it off at one spot and on at the other. Okay? Go to our second three-way switch. We have a 14-3 coming into the box for the switch, 14-2 leaving to the light fixture itself. So once again, we're going to start with the ground wires from both of these. Get our pigtail, wire nut it together, attach it to the green on the three-way switch. Okay? Then we're going to take the power that goes out of the box to the light on the 14-2 and attach it to the black screw. So the 14-2 black always gets attached to the black screw. All right? We are going to wire nut our whites together. All right? Because they are not used in this setup that we have. They are completing the circuit. Actually, in a three-way switch, they're not technically even being used. But we wire nut the whites together. Then the black and red are attached to the carrier, to the screws, the brass screws at the bottom. Okay? All right? Black and red from the 14-3 at the bottom. Black from the 14-2 that goes to the light by itself up here on the black switch. And then finally, we have done this before as well. From this, we have no ground screw on our light here, so we're going to wire nut the end of the ground screw. We attach black to brass, white to silver or zinc here, and we are done. Okay? All right? Hope you got that. That's the other video that's the second video for review.